Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Masafai, back with another video. Before I get started, I need y'all to help a brother out by hitting that like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like the content. Today, I didn't really have a subject, so I'm just gonna speak to y'all, and whatever comes out, comes out. But Saturday, I walked 10 miles. Yesterday was Sunday, I walked 9 miles. And I was barely able to get out the bed today. Like, whole body sore, feet aching. I feel awful. But I still push myself to get myself up out that bed and get out here to walk. Right now I'm like 6.5 miles in. I'm gonna start backing my mileage down a little bit so my body can adjust gradually because I want to be able to walk and not end up waking up in the morning and can't stand on my feet because my feet, they feel horrific. Like it's real bad right now. But so I think today I'll probably do 7, maybe 8 miles. And I'm gonna start trying to do like a good consistent 7 miles a day and see how that works for me. And just take it from there for the most part. But I want to talk about being able to have the drive to get up, get out here, and keep moving, even when you don't want to, even when you don't feel like it, and even when your body is punishing you for working. So right now, I'm just trying to be my star pupil and my number one motivator because no one is going to get up, get out there and push me but me. I've been realized that years ago. You got to be your biggest motivator. You got to be your biggest pusher. You got to be your biggest cheerleader. You got to be your biggest everything because no one can push you if you don't want to be pushed. No one can motivate you if you don't want to motivate yourself. No one can make you determined if you don't make yourself determined. No one can make you complete a goal if you don't want to complete that goal. It all has to be on you. You can utilize people for inspiration to do so, but it's mostly on you to figure things out and motivate yourself to get going. So I'm out here, I'm pushing myself, I'm trying to spread a positive message. I'm trying to motivate people to hopefully grow and learn how to be a better version of themselves and learn how to be men, in my opinion, because it's just simply so it's just simply a lot of men in this world who really don't know how to be men. And the reason being, it's not 100% the man's fault, but once you're 18, it does become your fault. Because a lot of us come from single mothers. And being raised from a single mother, no woman who raises a boy has the ability to raise him to be the proper man that he needs to be. I said that several times before. And I'm going to keep reiterating that to people because it's a lot of men out here who don't pay attention to the fact that they are moving with female emotions. They are moving with their mother's personality, their mother's attitude, their mother's emotions, their mother's everything because that's what they were taught. And until you realize that you are moving with a woman's emotions, you're not going to fix anything. You need to realize that you move with feminine emotion and you need to correct it. You have to get out here and learn how to be a better version of man and be able to confront yourself when you're not moving man-like. But it starts with you realizing that you don't know how to compartmentalize your emotions properly. It starts with you realizing that you don't know how to address your issues without going off the deep end. It's on you to realize that you don't have control over your emotions like a man should because you wasn't properly taught how to manage your emotions because you lacked a male figure in the household when you was growing up. I say that to say we do have a world full of sensitive men in this generation. And it need to be some form of correction in the world of men in general. This particular video ain't got nothing to do with the women. I'm talking to the men because it's on us to protect ourselves. It's on us to check one another when you're moving wrong. And it's on us to also encourage each other to be better. We can't sit there and rely on women or our mothers to be our providers forever or be our motivators forever. It's on you when you become an adult to move as one. I don't know how else to tell y'all, you know. I'm trying to get this glare out the camera, that's why I keep switching. But it's on us after we pass a certain age to realize when we are moving incorrectly, when we are not managing our emotions properly. If you are ready to shoot somebody for stepping on your shoes, you do not know how to manage your emotions properly. If you are ready to pull out a gun because you ain't like the way somebody look at you, you do not know how to manage your emotions properly. If you will go shoot up the block because somebody on that block didn't like you or you got into an argument with them, then you do not know how to manage your emotions properly. I can go on with the example after example. It was a situation recently that happened at downtown Detroit at a tailgate party for the teams that were playing. Someone got into a fight. They squared up the fight. Somebody who actually was licensed to carry a gun pulled out his gun at the tailgate party and shot 2 people. 1 is dead.
A mother feeling the pain of her new reality.
Y'all put the guns down, please.
Her son, Rayshawn Palmer, one of 2 men shot and killed after a fight broke out near Shed 6, where people were gathering to tailgate at Eastern Market in Detroit Sunday afternoon.
Family man. Love his kids.
In fact, Rayshawn's family says he extended that love to everyone he met. So when he saw the fight break out, he tried to stop it. This video is making rounds on social media and appears to show the victim breaking up the fight.
In the video, you can see him walking up saying, hey, you know, can y'all calm down? And not even a minute later, a bullet was shot.
His family can't believe Rayshawn's life would end over something so senseless.
Know how to process it, you know.
We all empty because it's a void, it's a loss.
Rayshawn owned a production company called Ray Day.
He was a promoter. He did a lot of things with the communities and stuff like that. He had a lot of friends.
Detroit police say 1 person is in custody and the incident remains under investigation, with the 2nd victim dying Monday. Fox 2 reached out to officials at Eastern Market. Officials would not grant an on-camera interview, but they say they are working with law enforcement officials regarding this case. They also offered a statement which reads in part, "We are consulting with stakeholders, including public safety officials, city representatives, our small business community, and our neighbors to ensure we are able to optimize the safety of all for any future event."
The first thing that's honestly come to my mind is that I'm proud of him. You know, he was always trying to intervene and de-escalate.
Rayshawn's family says because he was the type of person who always looked out for others, they say that sense of purpose won't stop just because he's no longer here.
We're going to donate his organs, as many as we can, to help him save the lives of others.
The family says they can also use help to give Rayshawn a proper funeral and care for his family.
We're actually setting up a GoFundMe. It's going to be organized by Charlotte Coleman. So if you guys are on Facebook and want to donate, we would greatly appreciate anything. He does have 4 kids.
But for now, this family just wants the shooter to know this.
We broke up a family. Took someone that we love. Can't get that back.
In Detroit, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
If you sit there and square up and fight, you do not know how to manage your emotions properly. You definitely should not have had a CPL to carry a weapon, because you prove right there that not all people who are able to get a license deserve a license. The majority of people out here who drive can't drive worth for hell, but they got licenses, right? But There's so many examples I can give of men managing their emotions like women. And they don't realize that. They think it's tough to pull out a gun on somebody for looking at them wrong. They think it's tough to join a gang. They think it's tough to wield and tote guns. They think it's a good thing to be street pharmacists. They think all of the negative stuff in society, if you think that's tough or you think that's good for you, then you were raised wrong. And we have a lot of people who are raised wrong. But it's still on you when you become an adult to realize if you were raised incorrectly and if you want to be a better person in society, then you have to make that change. It's no longer nobody else's choice once you reach a certain age. And if you don't want to make yourself a better person, this country has a way of doing that. It's just like you're under the jail and you don't get out. They force you out of society. Then you got to be under somebody's rule. Then you got to get told when to use the bathroom, when you can stand up, when you can sit down, when you can breathe. Is that the life you want? Is that the life you want, to go to prison and possibly get stabbed up and poked up by some inmates? Possibly get raped by inmates? Those are the worst case scenarios. But in the black community, that is a large possibility when you come from a certain upbringing. If you don't start making the right moves or making the corrections in your life to counteract the life that you come from. As soon as you come from the household of a single mother, you are already at the worst statistical disadvantage being young and black and in America and being raised by a single mother. These are facts. These are the statistics. It's on you to overcome that hurdle when you grow up as an adult, to not allow yourself to be a statistic. If you don't want to be a statistic, then you have to make sure that you don't become a statistic. Fortunately, I overcame the hurdle. I didn't allow myself to be a statistic. Didn't want to be part of the jail and prison system. Didn't want to be part of gang culture. Didn't want to be part of the cool kids. That's something I just never aspired to be. As I grew up, when me and the friends that I had growing up, I never followed. I kind of led the group. And in doing such, we didn't do really much to get in trouble because that's just not something that I chose or any of us in the group chose to do. Now, as we start getting older and I end up moving off the block, it's been a few situations that they got into that I never got into. Nothing major, but it still just shows the difference of when a lot of times when I wasn't around, they got into stupid situations, knucklehead stuff. Stuff that they probably wouldn't have did if I was around. But it was still based on some of the people that they chose to go hang with at times and whatnot. And, you live, you learn. But overall, I'm just glad throughout my life that the path that I chose, that I particularly chose to take and led myself down, wasn't one of detriment, destruction, and just not one of being a bad person. I'm glad that I was able to overcome some of the adversities that I've been through and still be a decent person. Some people can say that. A lot of people can't. So, gentlemen, if you know you've been raised by single mothers and you know you need to look at yourself in the mirror and realize if you can or can't compartmentalize your emotions properly. And if you know that you can't compartmentalize your emotions properly and handle things stoically and learn how to not react to things in the most detrimental of ways, then you definitely need to go learn how to be a better version of being a man. It's as simple as that. I'm still learning how to be a better version of man to this day. And I'm definitely trying to succeed. So, till next time, this is me, Masify. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Y'all have a great day. Peace.